Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. This is officially episode 3 of my Knitcast, is what my husband so thoughtfully called these videos that I'm trying to do here. It's been a really long time. I had the intention of trying to maybe do these every 2 weeks, and I was super successful with my second episode that came out, I think, about 2 weeks after my first. And then the third one just flopped. It was just a huge flop. I think it's been 4 or 5 weeks since I last posted. There's just been a lot of life stuff going on, and I just mentally wasn't in a space to, I guess, put one of these out. I've actually sat down to record this same episode. This is the 4th time now. And every time I was like watching the playbacks of the other ones, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. With that being said, I have like so much to talk about. So, buckle up. I will try very hard not to make this incredibly long episode, but I ramble, so I don't really know what we're getting into. Let's start traditionally first, I guess, with finished objects. I do have two and an update. So the last episode I showed the raglan sweater that I made for my son by Jane Richmond. And I was talking about how I was afraid to give it to him because I was worried it wouldn't fit. He wouldn't like it, all the things. I gave it to him and he loves it and it fits. All the things. So I will post a couple pictures here with him wearing it. I do have his permission. Since he is a teenager, I thought I needed to ask. I don't know. But anyway, it fits great. The body length is great. The sleeve length is great. It is so odd to see him in something. He's almost 15. So literally his wardrobe is like baggy sweatpants, baggy hoodies, and it's like so weird to see him in something that's more slim fitting. So at first I felt like it didn't fit, but just because I'm not used to seeing him in stuff like that. But it does. It is now May in Northeast Ohio. So he's not going to have a chance to wear it now. And if I'm truly honest with myself, it probably won't fit him by the fall. But I don't care because I finished a sweater and that's all that matters. His one only complaint was that it was a little itchy. I did make it out of wool of Andes from Knit Picks, which is 100% Peruvian, I believe, wool. So I guess I didn't really take the yarn into consideration when I picked it. I knew wool of Andes had really great reviews and it was a sweater, and so I just picked it. Note to self, next time I make things for the kids, I will choose a blend because whatever. I mean, he'll be fine, obviously. He'll just wear a long sleeve underneath it, but yeah, I don't know. Success though. 1,000 times success. And I was literally so excited when it fit, and I don't know, ultimate proud moment as a newer knitter. So that was really, really cool. Second, or first, I guess, official finished object was my April colorway of the Sock Squad from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. I showed these in the last episode. They were still a whip, obviously. The colorway is Dandelion, and I was making the Cider House socks from Summer Lee Knits. There are 2, I promise. I have worn these several times. They, I really, really, really liked this pattern. I know I talked about it quite a bit in the last episode, that it was my first time doing cabling. And I think, I guess you can't, well, whatever. You get the gist. They're cabled all around and then just on the top foot. But I really, really liked the pattern a lot. Cabling was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I love it. I don't think I would be into right now doing like an all over cable sweater, But for accents, for socks, I'm totally down. Like, they're so cute. And, you know, I think cables are just like a little pizzazz of elegance. So I've been wearing these a lot. Super comfortable. They fit fantastic. I really like Summerly Knits patterns. I have her, the other sock pattern I have for her is the daily, I think they're called daily socks. So I was going to actually use those. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I was going to use that pattern for my May sock squad colorway. But then when I was reading through the pattern, I realized I don't have US 2 or 2mm. I can't remember. I get so confused between the US sizes and the millimeter sizes. But I didn't have the right size needles. So I had to order them, and then I'll get into why I didn't use it in a minute. But I probably will use the daily socks pattern for my June socks. Anyway, the other finished object I have, I actually don't have to physically show you, but I will take a picture of it and add it in here. I made the Turtle Dove sweater by Espace Tricot. I did show that in the last episode. It was obviously, oh no, it wasn't a whip. It was a whip in the video that I tried to make last week of this episode. Oh my golly, you guys haven't even seen it. Oh boy. Anyway, I will post a picture of it. I used Premier Yarns Serenity Chunky in the colorway Iron. It is a 100% acrylic yarn. I know people have their opinions about it. That's fine. You can have your opinions. I bought it and I used it and I loved it, and it should hopefully wear really nicely since it's acrylic. It's a free pattern. It was great. I really liked it. It's just, you know, you can do a turtleneck, a mock neck. You can, you know, it has like a turtleneck shaping, raglan increases. It's meant to be very, with a lot of positive ease. So it's super comfy, cozy. And then, you know, obviously as with any pattern, everything is, editable is not the right word. You can make it what you want. It's every pattern is, what you can make it your own. I'm having issues trying to think of the word. Anyway, like it's it had a few different bottom hems that you could do. And then the sleeve lengths on the original pattern are a little bit shorter. They're like meant to be like, I don't know, like not 3/4, but not quite bracelet it looked like. I like my sleeves long. Bracelet sleeves bother me so much. Like I'm just constantly pulling at them. And I'm not a super fan of quarter sleeves because I just feel like they always get like stuck in the crook of my elbow. So I did make the sleeves like, you know, regular wrist length, I guess you would call it. And then I did that, and then I did make the body longer. And the only reason I did that is I wanted to use up as much yarn as possible, which hilariously I did part of the body, and then I stopped to do the sleeves to make sure that I would have enough yarn. So when I was doing the body, I knew I was just going to be knitting and knitting and knitting until I was out of yarn. So I did, on my bind off round, play yarn chicken and lost. So I ripped back a row and, you know, whatever. But it worked out fantastically. And actually, this is literally all the yarn I have left. I am like so dang proud of myself. Yeah, so I could not be happier about this. I accomplished what I wanted. I made myself my first sweater. It was a free pattern, like I already said that, but which was all the more amazing to be able to utilize that kind of resource. I did make modifications. That's the word I was looking for. You can modify patterns. I knit the amount for the size medium, but I went down a needle size in the recommended, and now I can't remember what that was, but I have a Ravelry page and I'll make sure it's all updated. Or obviously you can find the pattern too. So I did go down a needle size, but I did the medium. So it's kind of like in between a small medium, but it is super oversized. I really wanted a tight gauge. I didn't want to have to necessarily wear anything underneath the sweater, which It's funny because I always wear at least like a tank top underneath them anyway, but whatever. And it was my first sweater for myself, so I didn't really know what I was doing because the only other garment I made is the raglan for my son, and it's, you know, completely different weight yarn and texture and all those things. So I just kind of went with it. I didn't even gauge swatch, which I'm not sorry I didn't, because I didn't care if it was too big, and I knew it wouldn't be too small. I really just love it. It's outside drying right now because it is a beast. And I tried drying it inside, and it had been in here for over 24 hours, and it was still like, no, not dry at all. And for some reason, we have a really, it's like chilly. Well, I don't know. I guess it's going to be 69 today. I don't know what other people think of that, but like tomorrow, the high is 56. So I was like, that's amazing. I'm going to wear my sweater tomorrow, which it's kind of atypical May temperature, but works out for me because I get to wear my sweater. So I'm trying really hard to get it to dry today because I'd like to wear it tomorrow while I still can. So that is that one. And I talked about my socks, and I talked about my son's sweater. That's it. Those are all the finished things. So next, we can talk about some whips. First up, this is also an acquisition, but I obviously already started this, and I kind of started to talk about it already. My May colorway for Farmer's Daughter Fibers is Rocky Mountain Pearls, 80% superwash BFL wool, 20% nylon. There's 400 yards in 100 grams, and the color is Queen Anne's Lace. Can you see that? Anyway, that's what it is. And it looks like this beauty right here. Sorry, I'm tangled. Okay. So this is it. It's super pretty. It's got pinks, it's got purples. This is totally my jam. I like this colorway a whole lot. And then the contrast, or the mini that it came with, is it's just really pretty purple that matches really, really well. So like I said, I was going to do the daily socks by Summerly Knits, but I was somewhere on a Sunday earlier in May that I wanted to take a sock project with me, so that I just needed something easy, and I didn't have the needles for the daily socks, and I didn't want to, I don't want to say deal, that sounds negative, but like I didn't want to deal with a patterned sock where I was going, because I just wanted to be able to do it without thinking. So I'm just doing vanilla socks. I follow Kay Litton from the Crazy Sock Lady. I follow her pattern, and then this is what I have so far. So I'm almost done with my first sock. I did contrasting. I only did the cuff is half contrasting. I'm not sure why. I was feeling a little sassy. I don't like it. And I won't do it again, but I'm very, I don't know. I don't like things different. So I don't know why I did. I'm trying to push myself. I've said this before. So anyway, so this sock's almost done though. Super excited. So I did cuff, heel, and then I will do contrasting toe. And obviously I'm just doing them on double pointed needles, but I love the way this color is working up. It's like, I don't know. I really like it a lot, and it's very springy to me. Very May. So I like this guy. Almost done with that. Hopefully next video I will have the entirety of a pair done. So that's one whip. And then, oh, I just started this last night. I'm just making some mug rugs out of some of my sugar and cream. I have like so much of this in stash. I used to make crochet washcloths all the time, so I have like so much of this cotton. And I'm just, you know, I mean, everybody's seen the mug rugs. I just followed Jessica from Mama in a Stitch. She just has like a free pattern on her blog, and it's just like casting on 22 stitches, and then it's just garter. So easy knitting, you know, knit back and forth. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the fringe on at the end to make it look like a rug. I just needed something I needed a little coaster for work because my one water bottle gets a little sweaty. So I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. And I thought it'd be a nice, quick, easy project. So I'll get that done today and take that into work with me the next time I go into work. So that's just like a little whip. And then this one, I was being like weird, keeping it a secret. I stopped in the middle of a row. But then I realized that the person that it's for is like literally never, ever gonna see these videos. So I am making I'm making a baby blanket for a friend who is due this summer, and they didn't find out the gender. So when that happens, though it drives me crazy because I like to make fun colored baby blankets, but you know, it's not my baby. So I just try to keep it gender neutral. So anyway, so I did show this. I think I showed this yarn before in like an acquisition. It's Bernat Softy Baby Cotton, and the colorway is Feather Gray. It's a cotton acrylic blend, 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, which again, I know people have opinions about acrylic, but when it comes to baby stuff, I just feel like it washes up so much easier with how much baby stuff gets washed. Anyway, whatever. I mean, it's my baby blanket. So anyway, I'm just following a pattern. It's called the Parker Throw by Jessica Ballmer. I should know that. It is a free pattern on her blog. I just found it through Pinterest. And then, but she does also through Ravelry have a paid for pattern, you know. So, but it's a really easy, and then her pattern's for a throw. So I just modified it for a baby blanket. It's actually smaller than I would have hoped for, but I am bad at trying to modify and figure out things like that. So let me show you. So this is what I have so far. I really like the pattern. It's just a 4-row repeat, and then you can't quite see how big it is because I'm in the middle of a row, but it's like, I don't know. Let me make it show you down here. It's like that big. So, it's small. I'm disappointed, but, I didn't realize the width of it until I was like way too far in, and I could not handle ripping it all out. So, you know, it's just going to be more like a car seat stroller size blanket, and that's okay. And I know it'll block out a tiny bit more, you know, once it's done too. So it is what it is, and it's okay. It's okay. But I do like that. So I'm trying really hard to get that done just so that I'm not in a crunch and trying to like race the delivery of the baby. And then the only other whip that I have going right now, I feel so weird that I don't have like a garment, but I guess I don't. I just finished that sweater Saturday, so you don't know what day it is, but anyway, just a couple days ago. I did start my Jelly Roll blanket by Kay Jones, inspired by Kay Litton from the Crazy Sock Lady. So, but I did get Kay Jones pattern so that I could follow that. So this is what I have thus far. I'm using, again, I got the row 1 subscription. So this is, I just have three colorways in it right now. So I'm using my row 1 subscription. They're just all dumped in this basket right here. And I'm just randomly grabbing them. I was going to do DK weight, exactly like Kay is doing, but I decided to do fingering because I wanted to see, since this is my first time with row 1, I wanted to see better like how, you know, how like vivid and the colors were and, you know, what they all looked like. So I like it so far in the sense of like the pattern is super easy, connecting them, all that, you know, I mean, that stuff's all pretty easy. I am, though, having a hard time with the randomness of picking my next colorway, though. I knew I would have a hard time with it. I wanted to push through it. I wanted something to be fun and crazy and random. But it is actually really stressing me out. And I'm just like so annoyed with myself that I get like that. But anyway, my youngest son really, really loves it. So that's keeping me going. I unfortunately have not picked this up in several weeks. The intention was just to leave it upstairs in our family room and just kind of grab it when we're hanging out watching TV and stuff. But I was so determined to finish my sweater, and now I really need to work on this baby blanket. So, and then my socks are always like in the background too, because I have thus far, and I hope to continue, finish each sock squad in the month that I got it. So so this has not gotten love in a while, which is unfortunate. And I do need to probably make a better effort of that, because, well, I'll show you in a minute. I got May's row ones, and I still have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I still have a lot of April that I need to work in. So that's going well, in the sense, again, that I like the pattern. It's easy to do. It's garter stitch, so that's, you know what I mean, like cake. But I am having problems with the randomness of the colors. Hopefully, as the blanket gets bigger and bigger, I'll get over it. But I'm in it now. I mean, I don't have anything else to do with the row 1 subscription, so the blanket's getting made. So anyway, so that's I'm just looking around. That is everything I'm currently working on. To recap, I did show in the last video the Opal tank from Two of Wands. I started it. I had a good chunk of the front body done, maybe 12-15 inches, and I did not like the gauge that I was at. It was a little too open and airy for my comfort level. I did not gauge swatch with that either, which should really be a lesson to me, to just like do that. So I didn't like it. I ripped it out. I started it again. I ripped it out. I think where I was finding trouble with maintaining a good gauge, or gauge that I liked, is I was using metal needles, and the Kubu yarn, bamboo based, is so slippery that I think I was just having trouble with that. So I ended up getting like a cheap variety pack of single pointed needles from Amazon. So wood needles, sorry. So I'm gonna try to use those. But then I got not upset. I just got frustrated with it, and I was waiting for the needles to come in, and I just wanted to cast something on. So that's how I got to the turtle dove sweater, because I know it doesn't make sense to start a sweater in springtime, especially one that's like I think that Premier Chunky is like considered a super bulky weight yarn, I think, or bulky, but either way, like an acrylic bulky, super bulky weight yarn is not the smartest thing to do in the springtime in Ohio. But I just wanted something, and I already had the pattern, I already had the yarn, so I just went with it. And not mad about it, that's for sure. So the Opal tank it's not even next on my list, honestly, because I have a bad taste in my mouth from it. From me, not the pattern. Pattern is amazing. I love all of her patterns. So not negative to that at all. It's just like a me thing. I will eventually get over it, because obviously I have the yarn for it, and I do really want it. But I think next I'm going to do either like Jessie Maid's, she has that, what is it called, like the light and cozy raglan or whatever that one is, or I do have yarn for the outline tee, which is super fun. So I have yarn. I mean, I know I talked about it in the last video. I have yarn for a lot of summer projects, so I will probably just put the Opal tank on hold for just a tiny bit. I also have to be careful what I start, because I do have a trip coming up in a little less than 4 weeks. I'm going to Europe with my son through school for about 10 days, and obviously I have to take knitting with me, but I just need to be careful the size of the project that I'm taking. So I don't want to be, whatever I start next, I want to make sure I'll be able to get it done before we leave, because I'm not good about putting projects down and picking them up like a long time later if it's something that needs to be sized like a garment. So I need to probably give careful thought as to what I do start next, unless I don't start anything, because I have plenty of whips right now, like, to keep me occupied. So, but you know, you have this, like, I don't know if anyone else has this. I have this, like, yarn guilt of, like, I have all this yarn that I bought for projects specifically. So I want to, like, you know, do it. But obviously, yarn does not expire or go bad. So it will still be there for me for the 30 years that it takes me to use up all of this yarn. Anyway, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to be up next. But I'm definitely going to finish my socks for May. Baby blanket needs to be done in the next few months. And then my jelly roll blanket really does need some more love. So do that. And this mug, this little mug rug, I'll have that finished probably today. So that'll be fun. But I'll show that next time. Acquisitions. I already showed my sock squat. Like I said, I got my row ones. And these are from, I think these ones were from a California dyer. Yes, Dye Lots Studios in Yorba Linda, California. Look how cute her little logo is there. So these, I wish I wasn't so like plain, I guess is the word, with my color choices and things. But this color palette of these row ones is like so my jam, like so much more so than the bright colors I got for last month. And it's fine. Like, everybody has different tastes. But these guys, I'm trying to get them all together here, are just like so, oopsie daisy, are so colorful, but in a, oh golly, it's hard to hold all these. So colorful, but in much more like a muted, tone, you know? So, I really like them a lot. So these will be fun. These will go on my jelly roll. I was initially going to, as I got each month, just literally dump them all into the basket that I have and just keep it going and keep grabbing. But now that I see them, because again, this is only this little bag. This is only my second month of the subscription. I think that will unnerve me even more, because this colorway is so different than the like crazy bright neon-y of the other. So I'm just gonna stick with doing all of April's, getting that in the blanket, and then opening up May and putting May in, because I don't know, because I have to have some kind of cohesiveness. Otherwise I will probably not like work on it, right? Because you have to like the project you're working on. So that's that. And then I, as a lot of other knitters and crafters have a problem, I signed up for another monthly subscription. So I previously had two, the sock squad, and then row one for the blanket. But then my girlfriend, who was the one that got me into knitting, orders yarn from a company, Darn Good Yarn. So I was checking them out, and they have a subscription service as well. So I was like, whatever. Why not? So I got my yarn a couple weeks ago. They had super fast shipping from the time that I ordered it to the time I got it. So this is Peekaboo Lace Weight Silk yarn, and then it's just called Fluorescent Hues. It doesn't have a name past that, and it's a 1-ply lace weight, and it's like so beautiful. Like, now again, I don't do bright colors. I don't do, I don't mean crazy colors. Like, these aren't crazy colors, but I'm not good with this. So I'm kind of really excited that, you know, I don't know. I mean, I will do something with these, and it should be enough to, you know, make like a really decent garment. There's 300 yards per 50 grams, or 274 meters. So, you know, I have 900 yards in all this. So I could totally get a nice little tee out of it or something. I'll just have to figure it out. I'll have to grow some courage and just do it. So this will be here when I'm ready for it. It's just so pretty. And I don't know if any of you have gotten Darn Good yarn before. I think they're based out of one of the Carolinas. I want to say North Carolina, but I could be wrong. It's a female run business. And but their yarn smells like so good. But like so good it like weirds me out. Like, do they have little automatic like air fresheners in their warehouse that just like spritz fragrance every so often? Or is it just this yarn? Like maybe it's just this yarn. This is my first time with them. So I don't even know what it smells like. It doesn't smell like soap. I don't know, but it's so weird. It's so weird, but I like it. So this will be something someday. It's just so pretty. It's just really pretty. So that's that. That was fast. I did that in like 30 minutes. That's fantastic. Just if you want to stick around, just some quick life stuff. I think I've mentioned on here before that I do have some chickens. We got 16 new chicks this spring, and we just moved them out to where we have the other chickens. They are still separate for a bit. We kind of do like a lot of transitions with our chicks just to make sure that they're getting the space that they need and the, you know, everything that they need. So we have an outdoor, we have a coop that is in the middle of our big coop area. And so they're all in there for right now until they start laying. And then we'll mix them up with the old chickens, sorry. But I like doing that, trying to kind of slow transition too, because then they all get a chance to see each other and smell each other, peck at each other, do all the chicken things that they do. So that was exciting. We got to move them outside a couple weeks ago because they're fully feathered now and don't need the heat source anymore that they previously did. So they're growing up and they're getting to be so cute and pretty, and I love them. So we had 7 chickens, adult chickens, like prior to that. So now we'll be up to 21. 21? No. 21, 16, 7, 23. 23. Oh, whatever. Which is near the most we've ever had. I think we've had up to 21 before, but, you know, old age, disease, we have a big hawk problem here, even though we do our best to have deterrence up and we, you know, we do our best. But anyway, so it'll be nice to have all those chickens clucking around again. And then only other life update is I got my bees 2 weeks ago, maybe the beginning of May. We went and picked them up. I'll put in some pictures and things of them. I've had bees before. This will be my 3rd summer with trying to have bees. Last 2 years have been, if you're a beekeeper, you know, it's hard. So I got yeah, so those are good. They're going good. I just did a little hive check a couple days ago. Everything's going fantastic. The queen is doing everything she needs to do. There are some fat old larvae in there growing. It's so cool to see. I love having bees. I think it's so fascinating to see them and to watch them. And they're situated kind of in a corner of my garden that doesn't get used. So they're, you know, left undisturbed to do their own thing. And I'll just sit out there and just listen to them humming, and it's just, I don't know, if you know, you know. It's just so fascinating. I love them. I think it's the coolest thing. So they're out there. I do have to get my garden going as well, though. It's like the middle of May now, and the spring was just so cold and rainy. I was not able to get a lot of garden prep done in April like I normally do. So have all my plants and everything. They're just sitting outside waiting to be planted. But yeah, I don't know, maybe someday I'll take you on a little garden tour. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in, but we'll see what this turns into. I'm going to wrap it up there. That is it. Thank you again so much for watching. Do the like and the subscribe and all the things, and I'll put all my contact information below along with all the patterns I talked about and all that stuff. I really hope that's it. I didn't do a good job planning. So, if I forgot something, I'll let you know next time. All right, have a great day. Bye.